Good evening, folks. Welcome, welcome. My name is Rachel Wilkins. Little surprise live session tonight. Delighted to be here. I am joined by the wonderful Pamela Vitale. Hi, Pam. How are you?
How are you, Rachel?
Awesome, awesome. So we're doing something a little special tonight. Pamela's actually going to be dropping her debut NFT collection. It's going to be live on Opensea, and you guys are going to get a sneak peek at this collection. It's an amazing collection. It's a culmination of the 3 decades of Pamela's amazing multimedia work. And we're going to have a chance to ask the artist. We have the artist right here. Ask her some questions, get to know her a little more before we then go and move this session onto Instagram. We're going to do 3 parts to this, so do keep up. We're going to be here on Facebook. 7:30, we're going to be on Instagram, and then we're going to be back on Clubhouse at 8 p.m. So, Pam, yeah, we got a busy night ahead of us.
Tell me, I drink coffee. Oh my goodness!
Right. Well, first of all, tell me how you're feeling, because I know this is a big day. You've done a lot of work leading up to this, not just in the past couple of weeks, but also as a career. You're somebody who really, this platform is just perfect for. Tell our viewers a little bit about your backstory.
Well, I've been doing digital media on different levels, professional design and also advertising, and also fine arts. Because it's another medium. So it was very yummy to me and my buddies right out of college in late 80s, early 90s, from going from the Apple to the Mac, and then just jumping wholeheartedly into the Mac. And we would work advertising or design jobs during the day, and at night we would be like until 3 a.m. playing with either traditional media or digital art. And I produced so much because it was my life as in terms of work was concerned. And a few times I would print things out and have them in shows at a few post-production companies that actually don't exist anymore. But it turned into more like, when is there going to be the outlet for it? I mean, there was on videoart.com, and when was it iFilm? It was the late 90s, early 2000s, where video was really hot. All of a sudden, video and independent films. So a lot of those things were viable on those platforms. So it took, I guess that's 10 years before it became viable. And then that was a big thing. And then it kind of faded, and I kept doing the independent video. I just couldn't help it, because as an oil painter originally, and doing also drawing and watercolor, video art just completely translated to my style and what I was kind of trying to achieve, because of the layering and the dimension and the ability to show the movement that I want.
I think you raised a really good point there. It's like, there have been times, especially in the last 15 to 20 years, where video has been hot, right? Video art has been, featured in the major institutions and celebrated, and we've seen it at the really big art fairs. But there's never really been a place, because it isn't tangible. It's not something people can hold in their hands. There's never really been a way that people can take ownership of it, that can purchase it and become patrons until now.
That was always frustrating. I mean, we did talk about some of these things, that they talk about now with NFTs. I mean, we did talk about, what do we do? Do we sell them the original file, and that's the only one they get, and then they get some sort of monitor and some print, and then maybe a disc, disc that are this big? What do we do? So the NFTs, when I saw that come out, my jaw dropped and said, wow, okay. It's been 20
you've been waiting for, right?
And in the last, I guess 18 years, no, 20 years, 25 years. No, the first one 25 years ago, I've been doing the digital, no, before that. But the stuff that's in this show, and this drop, is all motion. So 25 years motion, I would say.
And for anybody who has no idea what we're talking about, don't worry, you're not alone. This is brand new. It's brand new space for me. I'm still learning on my feet as I go. NFT is basically, it stands for non-fungible token. And it's the idea that you can take anything. In this particular case, we're talking about NFT artwork. You can take anything and you can upload it, and it's a process called minting. So minting it onto the blockchain. If that's gone over your head, don't worry. Like I said, you're not alone. We're in the very early adopting phases of this movement, this renaissance right now. A lot to come, a lot of exciting things. But right now, we're talking to Pamela Vitale is a multimedia artist, has produced very avant-garde work throughout her career. But hasn't necessarily had a platform to be able to showcase this type of work in a way where people can actually purchase it. You've had numerous exhibits, but
right, I've had
people knowing that you can kind of potentially sell this work.
Yes, and that's a big deal for me. But it's also kicking my butt because I've had installations, but I, for some reason, did not pitch these for. I did them for festivals. They've been in festivals in Europe, and when I got my master's ITP Tisch, we had installations that I created for these video pieces. But I never took the opportunity to, I don't know why. I'm 55 years old, and I don't know why I didn't pursue grants and installations when all of these were developed for gallery spaces where you're actually sitting there and immersing yourself in the experience. So it's, I don't know why. Fear, anxiety, it's like you do your art because you love it and you can't do anything else. But you're not applying that extra aspect, which is, I guess, marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I'm at this point right now where it's almost absurd to me that I'm not doing it. So just go ahead, take all that you've done. And NFTs really allows you to appeal to collectors and people who understand the uniqueness of something, a product, an item that is made by somebody by hand. Obviously I'm using technology, but it's artwork. Some of them took me, I think one piece took me 18 years to produce. It's crazy.
Wow. On that note, I think we should go look at some of this because we are going to be here till 7:30. We can't share video on Instagram. We cannot share obviously anything visual on Clubhouse. So let's go right now and take a look at some of this work, just so folks can get an idea of what exactly we're talking with. And I'm going to go with the tamer versions, Pam, just for
that's to scare everybody.
It's not 9 p.m. I'm going to keep it clean.
Oh my God, so funny.
All right. So this is the selling platform. The name is it's Opensea. That's opensea.io. This is where people are exhibiting their work. It's one of the many selling platforms that's out there right now for NFT artists. Pamela has a collection of work that is titled Obtention. Now, Pamela, tell us why the choice of this this title, this Obtention.
Well, it's originally it was there's a title for a video art piece that I did. Oh boy, the year. What's the year? 2006, 7, and 8. And it turned into an actual video art piece, but then it turned into a sci-fi script, and then it turned into a variety of things. Anyway, the video art piece, I actually got a lot of people asking me, I think it was on videoart.com or something like that. That was years ago. They wanted to have it in a couple places in Italy, film festivals, and then once in Poland. And this festival asked me if they can, put it up. They thought it was really cool. Anyway, the whole point of Obtention is the need and desire to collect. And to me, this whole experience of the NFT and being an artist and then being able to mint it and to make it what we try and do, like one of a kind or one of five, whatever it is. And I felt like my experience of being an artist in the last 25 years really summed up that experience because of being obsessed and needing to collect my art. I mean, creations, whatever you like to call it. I collected my own creations, you know. So
Yeah.
here they are. Here's Obtention, and that need to collect or that need to produce artwork. That's the correlation. And I don't know if from your working with me, what do you think?
I think you are somebody who has just that innate obsession to be in a perpetual state of creativity.
It's true.
And I relate to it on a big level. So, I'm somebody who feels like, and it took me a long time to connect the dots, but I feel out of sorts if I'm not doing something that is, creative. It's some form of creative outlet. And you're somebody who is, multi-talented across a number of genres. You're a musician, you sing, you have many outlets. What brings you back to this kind of work, Pam?
To the video artwork?
Yeah.
Oh, there goes one. It was about to start. What it brings me back to it. Well, ironically, for the last 6 years, I moved out of New York City, out of Brooklyn, actually. And I was there for 27 years, mostly in Brooklyn. And I did most of the video art there, or I did it in Rhode Island, but mostly in Brooklyn. And the thing that, when I came here, I got obsessed with music because I thought if I make my own music for my video art, then I can combine the two. I can make a choice about what the music is. Because before I was using a lot of other people's music, which is fantastic. There's one, there's only one that I made the music for. And I actually built the instrument for that.
Wow.
But what's bringing me back now is I decided I really miss it and I want to go to the next level. And I think, as you ironically pick this piece, you must know me.
Just a little.
Okay. Quick Way Around is one of my favorite pieces because when I was processing all this, I was like, well, how am I going to sell this as a painting? And what is the best way to approach it as a piece of painting that somebody would want in their home all the time? With and it's very soothing, and it's not obtrusive, but it's also, it looks a lot like my oil paintings and my watercolors. And so this piece in particular, I did all the video, I did all the green screening, I did all the editing, and I worked with Ryuichi, yes. A Japanese, oh God, he's going to kill me if I say his name wrong, but it's on the information. He did this amazing music and sound scapes, and I love working with him, and I just did a bunch of work with him, and this is an example of it.
Why don't we take a watch of it? Let's get it going. It's 3 minutes, so we're gonna play. We'll play as much as we can. Let's get it going.
Can I talk at all?
Sure.
No.
Please.
What?
Please. Absolutely, please.
Okay.
You want to jump in and explain anything?
So, speaking of obsessions, so a lot of this footage is either created, like I said, in my own studio in a green screen environment, or photographs, because I have a tendency to use photographs in an animated way and layering. And speaking of obsessions, at the time I was videotaping a lot of surf beaches in Rhode Island. So I would go every time I would go to Rhode Island because I have family there. I would bring my video camera, and and it was a GoPro, so I was less concerned about sound and more concerned with the visuals. And I literally went to every beach, just kept recording those experiences of being on the beach near the water. It's just interesting. And I have tons of that footage. And this I used some of it on here. The idea behind this is somebody walking through a night garden, and the set between the sound, the light against the surface of plants, the path that you're going through. So yeah. And then it gets weird and creepy because I always have to make things weird and creepy.
It's so meditative. I can never say that word. Meditative.
Meditative.
Thank you. Meditative.
Yes.
Sounds better in an American accent.
Oh, meditative. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it does.
So very soothing, which is can be it's definitely in contrast to some of the other work, which is stirs some other emotions. Let's jump over because we only have 12 minutes left, and I want to make sure.
So this is the more relaxing, tame piece, which I'm actually going to do similar work moving forward in my collection. So go ahead.
So will you tell me, Pam, which one do you think is suitable for pre 9 p.m. Watershed live?
I would say, well, if you're talking about fine arts, conceptually, I would think self-torture would be appropriate. If you're talking about fine arts with a bit of video art sort of edge, I would say incubate.
Okay.
So you choose.
Let's do incubate because I have a feeling that YouTube would probably pull the video entirely if we do the other one.
Yes, because it was already self-torture, which has absolutely no real nudity nor any physical violence. It's an illusion. And I did it in terms of what I see as classical video art.
Mm-hmm.
And I had it on YouTube when YouTube first started years ago, and I had 5,800 views, and then I was censored because they felt it was too S&M.
Right. Because it was suggestive, right? That's
purely suggestive. It's just the whole point of how we torture ourselves.
All right, let's go over to Gestation, Pam, and feel free to jump in anytime.
And this was part of my master's thesis. God, the timing on the Wi-Fi delay is driving me crazy. So this one, speaks for itself.
So tell us a little about this one, Pam.
So this piece I did during my thesis is one of the videos because I did for my thesis project. And this one I just couldn't resist doing because it was I really finally in my mind figured out how to represent the concept of incubation, or whether it be personal achievement, whether it be like, soul searching, whether it be coming up with an idea, whether it be you're giving birth, whatever it is in terms of your incubation. This was what I was going. This is how I perceived my experience. And what were the results? To me, it's just what comes out and what gets produced, and this is the results. I wanted to really see what it would be like to be in silk, dancing and performing with my body, and I ended up putting baby oil inside and having them spray me with water on the outside, and it actually gave the impression of like skin and organs and whatever else, as if my body was trying to get out or in. Somebody might go, but it's very digestive. So, but I just thought I correlated this with, I don't know if anyone knows the story of O or the story of an I, which is basically a Marquis de Sade ripoff. And it basically is making yourself become nothing but the physical substance. And that's it. That's all that remains. So that's something that I twist and turn into a lot of my very eerie, weird work. And this one I was starting with that. But I was also starting with an instrument that I built. So I built an instrument as part of the project. It was a wood box, a long box instrument with 3 chambers, and I designed the chambers to have certain effects, and then I put a microphone in it, and then I had strings, bass, cello, and violin, and then I recorded that, and then I reused the music in terms of the video. So,
wow. I mean, I have so many questions about process, and I think what we're going to do is when we go live on Instagram, for those who are just watching right now, we're going to go live on Instagram at 7:30. So in like 6 minutes, we're trying something really fun and fast-paced this evening for Pamela Vitale's NFT launch. So we're going to go right on to Instagram, and Pam and I are going to talk a little bit about process, vision, and execution. So if you want to join us over there at 7:30, please do so. We're going to be on the Conception Arts Instagram account in just a few minutes. And yeah, this is an amazing night for Pamela. This is her NFT debut collection. It is Obtention. It is now available for purchase. You can own some of this incredible, avant-garde multimedia work, which has just had, three decades worth of work put into this collection. It really is an incredible collection. I am going to actually stop the share for a second and grab the link and drop the link in the comments.
I'm so curious.
Yeah, so that anyone wants to go and check out this work, purchase this work, forward it to anyone who may be interested in exhibiting this work. This is really something else. Drop the links in the comments, so do go check that out. And as we mentioned last night at the live virtual show, if it's not something that you're in a position to invest in right now, if you're not in a place where you can buy Pamela's art, the next best thing that you can do is to help her promote it, help her to promote this launch. It takes a couple of seconds to hit that like, share, or comment. So do your artists a big favor by taking an action that will help put them in front of more people. And
or connections with the right installation spaces, museums, galleries that might be interested, collectors themselves, or
Absolutely. All right, Pam, what do you say we jump on to Instagram?
Yeah, am I doing that on here?
Yes, I'm going to let you know how to do it. We're
I'm like,
going to wrap this live feed, folks. But thanks for watching on Facebook and YouTube. We will be over the Conception Arts page. We're going to have Pam answer some questions live. If anyone has any questions, do jump on in. And if you can't make the 7:30 on Instagram, we will be on Clubhouse in 30 minutes time. Thanks, folks.
Woo-hoo.